KS0 Pro Kaspa miner. I bought this in early December with my own money, and it's been mining since then. And in this video, I want to check in on like where is it at in terms of break even, considering the electric that it's burned and the Kaspa that it has generated over those about 3.5 months. And the story along that time is I ran it stock for like a week, and then I quickly moved up to the 280 gigahash overclock, which is exactly what it's been running on just this kind of like monstrosity of a cooling setup. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna check in on the break even, see where I'm at, considering the money that I spent to buy this thing. And then the next thing we're gonna do is the meter box had sent over some 3D printed stuff to maybe help out my just hideously ugly setup that I have, and we'll see if that helps out cooling at all. I'm using a tool to monitor the temperatures of the KS0 Pro. So we'll take like a benchmark before, we'll take a benchmark after, we'll see how the fans do that I currently have on here, and then perhaps see what I should do to get it even more cool and perhaps explore the even higher overclock somewhere down the road. But the first thing we're gonna do, like I said, is take a look at what the profitability currently is of this, and then I guess honestly we'll start with where my break even is, because that's what I'm most curious to take a look at. So I've been mining over on Hero Miners the entire time, and so it's not mining on there right now, because if you've seen some of my previous videos, it's actually up on Unminable getting converted over to Nyaxa. So it's been like up and down on Hero Miners, but we can still get a good snapshot. So on here, what I'm taking a look at is the amount of Kaspa that I have had paid out on Hero Miners, though this is a combination of the KS0 Pro, the C1100 GPUs. It's just like a combination of a lot. So I really needed to dial this into just what this machine has done so far. So good news is, once I got the KS0 Pro, everything else was off Kaspa because ASICs were out. That includes the FPGA, that includes the GPUs. So I can get a good benchmark for what I had sitting on the pool from when I started mining with this. And luckily, benefit of being a YouTuber is you can go back and look at your videos and get some of that historical data. So what I'm looking at is, in this video that I made in early December, I had a pending balance on the pool of 561 Kaspa, which was everything then that was pre-KS0 Pro. And I'm taking a look over at the blockchain here, and you can see the payout that I had after that was a 2,000 Kaspa payout. So I can take the 561 and subtract that 2,000 to get the idea of what this actually generated. So actually, let's just do that right now. I'm gonna pull up the calculator here, and we'll do some of this math in this video. So we're gonna do 2,000 minus that 561 that was already sitting on the pool. And then I can see I also had a payout of, we'll just do 331, and then a payout of 200 to get me 1,970 Kaspa that has been generated by this KS0 Pro. Do I have anything sitting on the pool right now? Let's go check that out. Plus 167 that I still have sitting on the pool. So we'll just do that as well. Plus 167. So that means that this machine by itself has generated 2,137 Kaspa. So let's take a look at what that is in USD. We're gonna go over to CoinGecko. 2137, that's $291. Let's just, for simplicity's sake, call it $300 USD as of making this video. And then what I got to do is subtract out the electric that this has used. So what I did is take a look at what the machine has been doing really since like a week after I got it is when I overclocked it, which is a 0.29. So that's like 290 gigahash would be 0.29 terahash, and then it's pulling 139 watts. And so just to get an idea, I put that into what to mine here, hit calculate, just to see, number one, how much electric this is burning, and then number two is gonna be what is the profit right now on the KS0 Pro. So it's still profitable. It's making $1.75, which is great all these months later, considering all the Kaspa miners that have come online. And a lot of that is with the price appreciation of Kaspa, though I know it has settled down a little bit recently. Okay, but what we're looking at is how much it costs per month to run this thing, which is $14 a month. So let's just do that math. So we're just going to say 3.5 months. So we did 3.5 months. So let's do 14 times 3.5, which means that it's cost, we'll round just up, it's cost $50 so far in electric to mine with this thing. That's my cost. So we'll take the 300, pretty simple math, minus the 50. So I'm at $250, not profit, but what I've brought in over my electric rate. So it's brought in $250. And what I paid for this thing, again, out of my own pocket, I think I have it, here in one of these videos, probably, I think it's $480 is what I paid for this. Yeah, there's my hardware costs. It was $480. So all of that being said, I am $250 to $480. So do 480 minus 250. So I got $230 left. So I'm over halfway there in 3.5 months. So that's where I'm at with this. And I still got a ways to go. So let's just figure that out. So I got $230 left to make up. Let's just put that in as my current hardware costs into what to mine. I think I'm thinking about this right. And we'll see my break even as of right now is 131 days. So pretty good, all things considered. I know there will be more Kaspa miners coming online. There's like that gold shell one that got announced, and there's just always going to keep coming online, and we're going to see what the price of Kaspa does over time. But I'm more than halfway through where I needed to be on my break even. And the one thing that doesn't consider is I had the overclock on here. I didn't pay for that. It was provided to me because I make YouTube videos, and sometimes that's the thing that happens. So that was provided to me. But if you did have to pay for that overclock at the time, it's different now. That's just another cost you would have to take into account getting close to your break even. So that's what it's doing. The next thing I wanted to take a look at is this tool. So actually I'm going to hide myself here so we can see it all together. So there's this tool, the IceRiver monitor, and this is newer to me since I've been making videos on this. And first thing we can see is my average hash rate. This machine actually does really well. I think the ASIC chips are great quality in this. So I'm currently doing 292 gigahash with the overclock that I have applied here, which I think is a 280 gigahash overclock. So I'm actually doing pretty well. And you can see all the chips inside this ASIC listed here, and they're all within their normal operating range. Everything's looking really healthy, just as is. But what I want to take a look at is this board temperature out. 73 degrees Celsius. It's fine. It's working just fine. It's maintaining the overclock just fine. But what I want to see if I can do is actually reduce that temperature down a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do with this KS0 Pro is get it unplugged so it can cool down quite a bit, because this thing runs pretty toasty. So I'm going to do that. And then what I'd like to do is take what the meter box sent me and just get it set up with the fans that I have on here, which are just CPU fans. So they're not crazy ASIC or server case fans. And I want to see how it runs in comparison to that 73 degrees Celsius. And then what I might do, depending on the results there, is explore what I have around for fans that I can use instead, or what I might be interested in purchasing to get this thing running even a little bit cooler. Though again, I'm happy. So this is just like an experiment. I'm happy, besides the fact that it's just really ugly and held together with like Velcro ties, and it's just a disgrace. So let's take a look at doing that. KS0 Pro is back to kind of square one minus the fan splitters I installed when I first did a modification on this. So let's take a look at what the meter box has sent over. So we got these 3D printed brackets that will fit over the side here to allow me to mount fans. Actually, there's an intake and an outtake, and we're going to see how that works. Let's see what else we got in here. What's in this package? Oh, we got some matching grills for the side panels here, so why not? I'll install those. get that color scheme going. And then they do have a giveaway going on right now, which I'll have information on down in the description below, which if you buy one of these kits, you get a chance to win an actual KS0 Pro, but I did not win. What a surprise. Psh, oh my goodness. Okay, so I think what I need to do is just get, these seem identical, and I'm just gonna get them installed on the side, and I think it's want us to go this way so that this can lay pretty flat. But actually, before I do that, let's do a quick swap over of these side panels here so that this matches. Looking pretty cool right there. Actually, what I wound up doing is leaving the black on this side. It's the same as this panel, which is not the one that is made to go over here. But one of the problems that I have and how I set this up is that I have the fans coming off the splitters for the internal fan headers. And so I need a way to get them out of the case to go to the external fans. So actually, let's see how that is gonna work, because they're both coming out this side, and one's gonna go on one and one's gonna go on the other. Let's see, so these are gonna fit like this. So let's do the opposite side first. And I'm thinking these are just gonna slip on here. Yeah, oh yeah, it's a good fit for sure. And then, what I can do is have probably, so it's got this fan is gonna go here. And I need to have this cable come out. Let's see, so can I have it just come up here like this? Yeah, I think, actually I can have this, if you can see on the side, for your cables, there's this port here. So maybe I can have this go up and sneak up in this way. Let's take a look. Okay, I should probably get Ethernet plugged in at this point as well, because it seems like once you get this fan on, that's it, point of no return. Okay, and then this is the Ethernet side. I need the airflow to go through it from the power connector side on the other side. So I'm gonna have the airflow come this way through it. I'm not gonna have a fan here, which I've always had. So I'm curious to see how that's gonna impact things here, but let's try this out. And I'm going for the non-permanent mounting solution right now, because one, I don't have screws for this, and two, I just have issues with permanence. And I'm gonna plug that fan in right now here, and I actually like this setup quite a bit so far, because it's gonna look pretty clean. Time to work on the other side now, and this is where airflow is going to go into the machine. So let me see how I wanna do the fan setup here. So these need to be set up like this for airflow to go through it. And I think what I'm gonna do then is just sneak this cable right in here. I'm really digging this so far. Let's get the other fan put in here. I got the adapter plugged in inside there. Fans are going in right now. I'm just, like I said, doing zip ties. There she is, all done. I think we're gonna test out some airflow now, but just taking a look, this looks really, really nice. Way better than what I've been dealing with here. The 3D printed brackets or whatever these are here look really nice for airflow. The fans fit on there perfectly. Plenty of spacing for your Ethernet and your power to go in. And I really like how it's able to get the fan cables just tucked into the grills, the cooling grills here. It just looks like a really clean and nice setup. So what I like to do now is just get this powered on and see if I got the fans in the right orientation and see how airflow is doing, and then we'll check some of the temperatures in that new monitoring software. I think this is working better. We've been mining for a little over 12 minutes now, and we're down to 68 degrees for the board temperature out, which is 5 degrees lower than where we were before, and everything seems to be working just fine, though I should let this mine for a little bit longer, but I'm pretty happy with those results so far, especially considering it's pretty warm here in the basement with all the rigs that have going on and just the early spring that is upon us these last few days. A couple things that I'm thinking for this KS0 Pro setup: more powerful fans are definitely the way to go. anything that would mimic like the RPMs that a server case, thinking about the Octa miners or GPU server cases can do, is going to be really beneficial for this. I know a lot of those. I have some, they're Molex powered. So I don't know, like I need an external power source for that. I don't know if there's ones that you can get to the 3 or 4 pin that are that powerful that will work with the onboard splitters on this. I don't know if it's gonna be enough power. I know there's some great stuff out there from other mining YouTubers. Mad Electron Engineering, link to his video that blew me away on this will be down in the description of how he just is smart dude, and he was able to make some modifications to his that are really, really inspiring and just in a league of their own. Otherwise, I've seen other miners use fans that are AC powered, but I'm really trying to avoid plugging any other things into the wall to keep this as just compact and as I can. And as long as it stays cool, which it's gonna probably just stay in the house, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere else, I'm pretty happy with it, but it's just been impossibly fun to tinker with, and there's so much more that you can do with these things as well. So maybe we'll explore that in future videos. But I know plenty of you have a KS0 Pro or have seen some experiments done on them. So please let me know any suggestions that you have or things you'd like to see down in the comment section. And finally, check out that giveaway that the Meter Box is doing right now. You do have to make a purchase and then you're entered into essentially a raffle. But if you are looking to get some of these 3D printed stuff to make cooling on your KS0 Pro even better, now's just the best time to do it. So check them out. Link for that will be down in the description below. And thank you to the Meter Box for sending that stuff over so I could have some more fun experimenting with my KS0 Pro. Love you all. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. See you in the next video.